What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're checking out a tiny little title called Obsidian Prince. This game's kind of weird. Like, on a certain level, it's just kind of an adventuring RPG where you run like an adventurer's guild, and you pick what adventurers want to go out on certain missions, but it's also got kind of like a tactical strategy bent to it. The combat is simple, but at the same time, you've got kind of like this weird skill system that's really hard to describe, so I figure we'll kind of play the game and take a look at it, and I'll talk about the skills as they come up and how it all functions, and maybe you'll be able to piece it together that way, because at the moment, I'm kind of at a loss for words about the way that this all together functions. So anyways, Obsidian Prince. If you want to get the game for yourself, you can look down below in the description. I will have a link for you down there so that you can wishlist the game if it, tickles the old jimmies. Aside from that, you'll also find a link to my Discord, which is my community hub. You can get a hold of me through there, and we also have tons of rooms you can hang out with for everything from PC building to cooking to, firearms, like the shooting range, like cars. There's a room for everything, and so I guarantee you'll find your people in the Nerd Castle Discord. There's also a Twitch stream down there that you can check on out where I'm live pretty much every single day of the week. Let's go ahead and check out Obsidian Prince. New campaign. Yeah, sounds good. Welcome to my inn. You look like the kind of guy who'd love to go on adventures but don't know how. No, I definitely know how to do adventures. I think I'll be okay. Well done, adventure. I'm happy. So the tutorial is you going down into the basement and killing rats. It's one of those tropes that at this point is just widely parodied, but, they did it in this game too. All those pesky rats are gone and now my cheese is safe. That's right, we've saved the cheese of the kingdom. Let it be known that I am the cheese master, the cheese god, the cheese champion. And you save the apprentice adventurers too. They could really use some training though. If you pick one to be your protege, I'll give them basic training here at the inn. Okay, so we've got 3 adventurers. These are the guys that are eventually going to supersede us if we die. We have Prodigy Broom, who apparently their favorite food is gerbil hamburger on a stick. Hamburger comes in its own container. It doesn't need to be on a stick. But you know what? People are doing all kinds of wild stuff with kebabs nowadays. I'm just going to accept it. I'm not going to question it. We have Night Spatula. He's frozen on the outside, lava on the inside. Pea soup is his favorite food. These are all randomly generated over here. Apparently, he's conflicted about frozen programmers. It is a big problem. I mean, it is one of those things that has descended upon the computer science industry. They just keep freezing, and we don't know how to fix it, dude. We're running out of antifreeze. Apparently, he is the hairy protector of the barbershop, and he is enlightened via hamster cages. Gotcha. Fair enough. These are their backstory cards right here. The backstory cards, effectively, at certain points, you'll be able to pick your backstory, and it just gives you little bonuses based on what you pick. We also have mid-sized arm over here. His age, apparently it's too rude to ask. And then he likes sweet torpedo sandwiches. I don't know what a torpedo is, but hey, what's the star signs? The star signs are usually pretty funny. This one's a bunch of fishes. One time it was the sign of the banana. I guess I'll go with this guy right here because he's got that sweet-ass earring, dude. Who doesn't love a sweet-ass earring? So there's our recruit. You chose a fine one. Gently click the inn and select your trainee to start training here. All right. So Night Spatula is going to start training inside of there. He's not ready to go to war yet, but he will be someday. We're going to go explore for a little while. This game does have kind of an open map, and you can take on challenges as you desire to do it. I played a demo for this game like a year ago, but like it was basically just like a combat demo that didn't explain anything, and it was just all over the place. And so I didn't really expect a whole lot from it, but actually the game is a lot better structured now for new players coming on in to sort of describe the game to you and what's going on. We got a quest marker over here. Careful out there. Bandits have been known to lay an ambush on the road ahead. All right, well, I'm not scared of bandits. We can do a bandit dungeon. So there you go. As you travel down the road away from town, a gang of bandits have jumped out and ambushed you. They never slide out, dude. They never roll out. They never walk out. They're always just like, ha-ha, like they have like a little bit of vertical motion to it. So Warrior Bob the Adventurer is allergic to planking, apparently, and evolved from upset organisms. He insults smelly orcs on every splurge day. Everybody's got a vice, man. Some people smoke. Some people drink. Some people are addicted to booty. In the case of Bob the Adventurer, he's addicted to insults, man. He just can't stop himself from roasting greenskins. Can't help it. And so we're at the dusty peak of unfaithful friends. Like, does that mean the unfriendliness is at the peak? I'm a little bit confused. Anyways, we got to choose our backstory. So our backstory before this fight, these fill in these slots up here, and they give you a bonus for the remainder of the fight. And so anyways, we don't need thick skin because our armor's at full. We'll take the base damage. That sounds good. Momentum allows us to deal extra damage after we move, so that sounds great. We don't need the energy or the armor, but like we're just gonna take it real fast. So we've got 4 bandits around. The basic way that this game works is it's got a my turn, your turn structure. So I take a turn, everything else on the map takes a turn, back and forth. There's no AP, nothing like that you have to worry about. In the UI, we can take a look at it. Down here in the right-hand corner, we have our armor and health. Armor goes first before health, and so ideally, we'd like to make it such that we don't take damage at all. But when armor runs out, you start taking health damage. When health damage runs out, you die. Over here, we have our consumables. Over here, we have our backstory deck. Or not our backstory deck, but like our card deck. We don't actively play these cards. This game is a little weird in the sense that you draw from this deck, and everything in this deck is kind of like a Gloomhaven-style bonus. And so we got 2 strike cards. That means that we get +2 damage on any attack that we execute. And then we got a bash card, which means that our baseline attack will also stun the enemy. On the left-hand side, we have a list of actions we can take. We can wait, we can jump, we can charge, we can do a round strike, which spins all around us, hitting everything for a base damage of 9. And then we've got a rapier over here, which means that we stab him and we jump back to kind of gain distance. And then we've got a chakram that we can throw at the enemy, and it bounces at everybody that's in that prescribed range. I'm going to go for these bandits over here. It seems like a better choice. My jump can't quite get me there yet, but he's going to pull me over like Scorpion, so I guess it's okay. We're going to do a round strike right here, and that 12 damage killed the guy up above us, and it scuffed this guy up pretty good. And that leaves us with 2 more bandits left that we need to take care of. And as you can see, every single time we take a turn, it cycles all these cards. We have a charge card, so I can charge this guy, I think. Yeah, there we go. So we'll take him on out. And then this guy right here, we can probably just default attack. And we got a cleave card, which is pretty cool. That means that we get bonus damage, and if the damage is fatal, we immediately attack the next person that's inside of our range. And so that's pretty good. The one place that I think that the game is showing a lot of weakness, just from like my initial impressions of it and my initial playthrough of it, is the sound effects. The sound effects are a big problem with this game. They don't have enough kick. They don't have enough boom. They don't have enough pop to them. They've gone to great lengths to go ahead and create like this voxel world that you're exploring and adventuring in, and it's very, very unique with the combination of like the low poly pixel, or I guess the low pixel count pixel art and everything else. The one thing that I think the game is kind of lacking with regards to is the sound effects. When I strike an enemy, I want to hear like a wa-king, you know, like you got to have something that really ties the player into the game and generates that tactile feel and makes attacking and defending and getting hit and dealing out hits and drinking potions and stuff like that all feel satisfying and meaningful. And as of right now, I think that's the one weakness that's jumped out at me is like, I like the music. They've definitely gone for an interesting music style. I like the art style with the voxels and the simplicity and everything else. It's always been a style that's appealing to me. But the sound effects, they don't match up with kind of the I guess the aesthetic of the rest of the game. The sound effects feel very, very quiet, and they don't have a whole lot of chunk and a whole lot of hit to them. Let's find something else to do. So there's building over here, and there's a hut over here. A tiny bandit hut surrounded by stones. Maybe you could grab a few. Yeah, so we're going to need building materials so that we can build up the town. This game is not just an RPG. It's also a game where you get resources from doing these dungeons, and you bring them back to the town, and you can build things that give you more supplementary options while you're playing the game. Had a card stuck on screen right there. I was worried it was going to persist. I was like, no, dude. I hate it when UI elements get stuck on the screen. It drives me crazy. So let's pick our backstory here. We've got extra damage is always something that I'd like to take. Anytime we deal multiple damage, we get a damage buff permanently until the end of the dungeon floor. I'm going to go with momentum again just because I like being able to strike after I move and deal a lot of damage. And then we'll make our round strike a little bit cheaper because it looks like there's a solid chance we're going to get surrounded by enemies over here. What I'd like to do now is sort of jump to here, I guess. That guy's going to try and run. Yeah, exactly. The archers always try to run, so you get a free attack of opportunity when they move outside your area of influence. This guy right here, we can stun him up and knock him down. That guy's lined up for a charge right there, which I think is going to work out great. And it's going to give us a bunch of attack of opportunities, and so bam, 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 we've leveled up. So leveling up in this game is actually kind of interesting, and I haven't figured out exactly all the nuances of how this system works. Basically, you've got a bunch of stats over here. You've got agility, which is how you can move quickly and easily, and critting and all that kind of stuff. You've got armor, which is self-explanatory. You've got battery, which has to do with your energy generation and also your energy storage. You've got charge. That's going to affect, obviously, your charge ability. You've got your strength, which makes you hit harder. You've got desperation, which means the lower your health goes, the more of these effects become active. You've got your element, which is fire. pretty self-explanatory there. Everything here lights stuff on fire. You have your health stat, and you have your intelligence. And each one of these has these little pips right here. You take one of these skill gems, and some of these skill gems will give you passive abilities. Some of them will give you cards that go into your deck. Some of them will give you flat stat increases. You just kind of got to mouse through and take a look at them all. Because you can soak a lot of damage in a short amount of time. I'm favoring health for right now, so we can take 10 free health. We can get, every time we lose health, we add damage. If we lose health, we can add more damage on our turn, so there's 2 of those right there that we can take, so it can actually give us 4 damage every time that we take a hit. We've got an inspiration right here. It's going to add 3 of those to my deck so that I heal whenever I jump. We've got our health right here. We've got revenge. We've got another health node, and we've got troll blood that makes it so that anytime we heal, we get an additional 1 point healed. And these do stack. You don't have to start from the left to the right. You can take whichever one you want. So, like, I could take that gem right there if I want, and we now just have, like, 10 more HP, which I think is a pretty smart idea. And then we get an inspiration card as well over here that we get to pick. The inspiration cards are the ones that go into your deck. And so we've got time for action. When we enter a room, we gain 5 energy, and then we gain 1 energy back whenever this card comes up in the rotation one more time. We've got another bash card right here, which allows us to stun. We've got fortify, so it makes us invulnerable after we use round strike. That actually seems like it could have some tactical viability. We've got feint over here. Riposte will be followed by a thrust, so that adds a little bit more damage to our riposte. And then we've got Amazon over here, which means that when we throw our chakram, it'll bounce an additional 2 times, and it stacks. So if we have multiples in those in the deck, that'll help out. I'm going to go with Fortify because that seems like a really good get-out-of-jail-free card in case we get surrounded. Let's head out. All right, so we won the fight. We stuff our pockets with stone and then run off before the rest of the bandit gang comes on home. So they gave us a schematic for the barracks. We got 6 stones and 21 glod. It's glod, not gold. That's not misspelling. It's called glod. That's the name of the money in this game, so just keep that in mind. Knight Spatula has gained a good meal by resting at the inn. Good. So he's like kind of developing his skills right now and getting better at stuff. I don't really want to build anything on that plot right there. Let's get rid of that notification, and then, oh, I stopped his training. All right, we'll keep him training because I don't think we need him just yet. Let's go ahead, and there's another building over here. There seems to be plenty of stolen wood lying around the camp. Yeah, let's go steal from bandits. Stealing from a thief isn't stealing. That's the way the world works. The Crystal Cell of Ages Past. I like that little animation right there with the gem. The gem looks delicious, dude. I kind of want to shove the gem in my mouth. I'm not going to lie. It's got kind of like a Starburst look to it. It's got a little bit of like a Jolly Rancher look to it that makes it seem kind of delicious. I'm going to take bonus damage right here. And then I'm going to take, I guess, effortless twirling, which makes our AoE a little bit cheaper. I can probably jump into base contact with one of these guys right here. Whether or not that's a good idea is the actual question. I'm going to charge through him and deal some damage. We lost some armor right there. That's unfortunate. I'm going to go... Oh, I don't have the energy for round strike. Feels bad. Okay, let's go for just a hit on you then. Luckily, he didn't attack on his turn because he's trying to surround us with traps right now. That guy's trying to range us out, and so I think I'll probably charge him too. Oh, it didn't kill him. Okay, well, let's throw the chakram at him. There you go. So we got 4 glod and a little bit of XP on our first fight. But this is going to be our first dungeon that has multiple kind of steps to it, I guess. We've started out with 1 lockpick over here. And then we've also got a room that's apparently full of something that's apparently dangerous, as it said on the title card. So here's another battle on this side. I'm going to go... Let's go thick skin, potent, momentum. I'm going to move down to here. Momentum bonus should allow me to one-shot that guy. Move to there. Momentum lets me get him. He's going to pull me out of the traps. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that. I had a cleave on that turn, but I just didn't see any real reason to use it, and so down they go. As you can see, it's a rapid-fire game. Like, there's no, like, party-based mechanic to this as far as I know. I don't think we can bring multiple characters. If I'm wrong about that, I'm absolutely open to being corrected. There's a treasure chest over here. I like treasure chests. We gotta fight for it, though. As with all things, the treasure chest is surrounded by hostile baddies. I'm gonna take... Oh, we got a new one right there. I don't need to heal, but I'm gonna take thick skin. I'm gonna take potent. I'm gonna take energy generation. Alright, so we got a couple of enemies right here. What can I do with jump? Jump puts me into base contact with his archer, and I know he's going to run, and so I'm just going to go for it. We're probably going to get tagged right there. Oh, we didn't get tagged. Okay, well, let's jump on down to here then. leave him running. I'm going to wait on this slot right here and get some energy. So this guy right here is running up on us. We should have enough to one-shot him. This dude down here, I'm going to move into contact with him. He's going to try to put down traps. I can virtually guarantee you. I don't know what that guy is right there. One thing that I would suggest they add to the game, just to add to the immersiveness, is unit cards. So, like, being able to... So, they've got, like, a little bit of one in the top left. It's the Bandit Vigo the Diplomat, and he's got 12 HP. But I'd like it if they sort of like, they're going for a card-based thing here where you've got, like, tiles and sort of board game-inspired, I guess, counters and tickers and things that are helping you keep track of things. In keeping with that, it feels like when you mouse over this, just having the name and that up there is kind of, like, out of sync with the rest of the game's aesthetic. They could just take this exact same card border right here and put it up here with, like, Bandit Vigo and then his level and then, like, his abilities, or, like, a little reference or humor or joke about who he is or whatever, since the game seems to be focusing on being funny. We'll move over to here, and then we'll take out poor Vigo. Vigo's been ended. Lockpick? Hey, it worked. Nice. Last time I tried to lockpick a chest, it didn't work. So we got a treasure map. Building a cartographer's house will allow you to decode this. Too bad our cartographer, Ian, is visiting his cousin, Alf Anderson. He'll be back sometime next year. 3 glod and apparently a cucumber. It's a cucumber with just a bow on it. That's all that it is. We've leveled up again, which is fantastic. I'm going to take another health node because dying is not fun, and I don't plan on doing it. We've got Lucky over here. That'll give us a chance to deal double damage. We've got Resolve. So on move and on move attack, we get 2 armor. That's pretty nice. I think that's pretty good. We've got another cleave card. We've got feint, and we've got... I'm going to go with the resolve card. I want to be tanky, dude. I'm trying to do like the paladin thing here. All right, so we got some wood and we got some glod. Nice. We can check. The game does have an adjustable difficulty as that title card was popping up. Apparently, Knight Spatula has learned a good meal, and he's been trained enough at the class inn to begin class training. Okay, sounds like a plan. Let's take a look at him. So Knight Spatula's done training at the inn, unfortunately, but he needs a few more cards before he's going to be viable to go into a dungeon. And I don't mean that in kind of like a development sense. I mean that, like, until he has 9 cards in his deck, he's not allowed to go into dungeons, and he can only learn those by training, but he's done as much as he can do at the inn. We have the money for a barracks right here, so I think that's a pretty solid idea. Let's see here. Recruits will learn fast, and after 3 days, they've learned enough to pick up which class they will become. It's a good idea to look through their backstories before you make that choice, as certain backstories may fit different classes better. Okay, and then I don't have enough for an archer over here. I can't afford it, unfortunately. So I think Knight Spatula is going to be resigned to being a warrior. The good news is he's got, like, lots of defensive and lots of healing perks, and so I think that'll work out pretty good for him. This guard has a quest for us. A fallen tree destroyed parts of the road out of town. Can you help? Yeah, let's pay the farmhands over there to sort it out. And so that's given us access to another chunk of the map. And there's going to be resources around. There's going to be things that we can look at. There's going to be new quests. And the map slowly unfolds. I'm actually really, really happy to see how this game develops. Aside from my complaint about the side effects being very wispy and not, like, impactful enough to matter, My demo impressions of this game were not good. In fact, I got it, and I didn't feature it specifically because I was like, it seems kind of overly simple. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of stuff going on. But, like, in the demo, you started out with a fully built village. There was no, you couldn't build anything. You couldn't train anything. You could just take the one adventure you had and go into dungeons. And even then, the combat system wasn't entirely explained. So you were like, all right, so what are these cards doing? Like, can I play them? Do I click on them, then click on an enemy? Like, what's happening here? So I think the game is in a really, really good state now compared to the last version that I saw, which is a good thing. Let's see here. Hey, you look like somebody with a talent for hero stuff. I lost my dogs. They run off with a group of boars and I miss them. Can you bring them back? Dude, your dogs just want to be pigs and hang out, dude. They just want to be pig folk now. These boars seriously seem like they want to play with you or kill you. You suddenly don't feel sure about this. Well, I mean, we know that the dogs are here, so, like, let's go get the dogs. I've got HP. Nothing bad can happen to me. I'm like an HP god right now, dude. That is a lot of pigs, though. There's a volume of pigs here that concerns me. Let's go ahead and we'll go with Roundabout, Potent, and Momentum. Because I think these guys are going to try to melee it. Oh, he double moved. Okay. That's going to move me into base contact, but he's got 16. I can one-shot him, so that's okay. Now we're clear to do the charge, which will kind of get us away. Right here is going to be a good candidate for round strike. We stepped away using that ability that we had. I didn't draw cleave, which is what I was hoping I would pull right there, so that kind of sucks. I should get some armor back, though, from that attack, right? Maybe not. Either way, the pigs should be dead. So there you go. But as you can see, like, that's the one big thing I have, is that there's no clank when you hit him with the sword. There's no, like, whee noise when you kill the pig off. There's no, like, yeah when you kill a bandit or anything else like that. I think that with the effort that they've put into sort of the aesthetic design of the game, it's a real shame that the audio part of the game is not backing that up. The good news is they are developing the game, and they are patching the game, and they are adding things to it. So hopefully that'll be kind of a minor flaw that can be resolved, although I would count that as like a major flaw, me personally, is just like, I like it when my sound effects are on point. I think nothing really sells a game better than good sound design. Let's see here. Thank you for finding my dogs. For a bit, I thought I had to write a book of remembrance about them. Take this potion as a sign of gratitude. It tastes like muffins and dreams. I don't think I've ever heard anything described that way, but hey, muffins and dreams. I mean, I love muffins. I don't think I've ever met a muffin that I didn't like. You pocket the swirling muffin-smelling potion. You'll probably come in handy someday. So it lets us regenerate 1 health per turn for 10 turns. Okay. That sounds nice. Night Spatula has gotten momentum, which thus far has been one of my favorite picks, so that's good. What are you guys down here? I'm glad you're here. It's time for me to retire, and I need someone to take over the guild. Do you think you have what it takes? To prove yourself worthy of the Guildmaster title, you'll need to get me 3 tokens that I've placed in 3 dungeons. The shadow created by the light from the magical lantern and the purple crypt, the spark from the lightning mage's lightning, and finally the smell of fermented slime. Okay. I guess I'll go for it. I want to be the Guildmaster. I'm ready. I'm ready to take on new financial responsibilities. Is anything going on this side? It doesn't look like we have the opportunity to build or do anything over here just yet. I got to get my Glod together, man. My Glod management skills have been going very, very poorly. We need to absolutely do like an adventure that pays us. Ah, you look like the kind of person who'd run with scissors. You want to be interested in buying a blueprint for a chakram maker? I don't have any money right now, so as much as I would love to, unfortunately, it's just not an option. Oh no, zombies! Apparently, we walked up on him at just the proper moment to find out that there was oh no zombies. And by oh no zombies, I mean that, not that there's no zombies, and you're saying like, oh, there's no zombies here. I mean as in, oh no, zombies. So anyways, we'll go with triple potent on this one because I'm feeling particularly aggressive, and I've got a feeling that we're going to get surrounded quickly. I'm going to try to like space them out a bit if I can. Ooh, the zombies are beefy. Okay. I've got cleave. That'll be fatal, and then we'll get the bonus attack right there. I've got to pop off a round strike right here. I don't think I have much of a choice. Wow, we're getting chewed on, dude. Get him with another round strike? Yeah, I was going to say, like, we're getting zomboed out right now. It's not great. Luckily, we pulled cleave right there, so we're not completely and totally hosed yet. But definitely the nastiest fight we've taken so far. Just keep with round strike, dude. Just keep spinning. Just keep spinning. I do really like that animation right there where each kill fills in a pip and then it goes up and fills up the experience and gives you a little clink of a coin. I like that a lot. I like that a ton. I don't know what it is about little interactive meters like that, but like I'm a firm believer that in all video games there should be a meter like that your XP goes up. Like when you pick up gold, the number should iterate by integers one by one and go ticky, 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 and like scroll upwards. Like, it just makes it more satisfying for some reason. It's one of those small design decisions that I feel like makes things a lot more satisfying. Oh, cool. Killing the zombies cleared out another chunk of the map. The world is growing. Day by day it grows larger, and there are places that we can go to do things. Are there cats flying out of that house when I click it? There are indeed cats flying out of the house when I click it. You'd probably be able to get adventures from here, but right now it's empty. Talk to the guildmaster. Okay, what is this right here? You need more hero. Oh, it's the cemetery. We retire our heroes to the cemetery when they're no good anymore. That's kind of dark, but I respect it. You hear a weird groaning sound from the hole and see a magical light flicker in the distance. Dude, is this some wizard's magical, like, gherkin cave, dude? I don't want to go in here. I am going to bring that potion with me just in case we end up needing it. It's a medium dungeon for a level 2. Well, we're level 3, so I feel like we can pull this together. Alright, so I'm going to go with potent, and let's try violence for a little bit. Let's see how violent we can be. I mean, obviously there's a ton of undead. They're going to be a big problem for us. I do think it's a good idea that we figure out how we're going to extricate ourselves from this situation without just getting surrounded and pounded. There's a little bit of damage right there. We didn't get cleave. I can become invulnerable, though, if I use round strike, which I think was a good idea. Go for another... Will round strike stun all of them because of that card? No, it's only on default attack. Okay. I've got cleave, so I'll get a double attack right there, which is great. I don't want to take much more damage here. I'm going to charge out of this situation just to make a gap. Yeah, I was going to say, the red zombies have a lot more HP than these other zombies have. So, like, oof, my armor broke. Feels bad. We can stun him right here, though, which means we get a double turn, so should resolve without any further problems. Hey, we got Glod for once, dude. We also got Magical Essence, some Pseudo Dust for crafting, some Steel, some Mushrooms. Nice. So the boss is over there, but you got to find a key before you can go fight the boss. It's just like a fundamental fact about this game is that you can't get to the boss without the key. So we got to keep exploring. I'm going to go with Potent, and Healing. I think I'm going to go for this zombie first, since he's kind of like isolated and all alonesies. Perfect. I think I will charge over to here, which will stun him. We pulled out cleave, which means if I kill him, I get a double attack, which wasn't enough to kill him entirely, but I do think it was the smart decision. Chakram is going to be lined up on the next turn, so I can throw that at him. It's going to bounce around a little bit and just soften him up. I think I can Chakram again right here. It didn't bounce to the one that I wanted. Feels bad. Okay, let's go Rapier on you. That'll step me back, and then... Ooh, they're still not dead. Yeah, I guess go for another Rapier stab. And then we can become invulnerable if we've got enough energy for round strike. There is like a tactical layer to this game. Like, its simplicity generates situations that you actually have to think about. Like, it's always an interesting conversation to me with strategy games, how sometimes less can be more. Like, so having less options can sometimes make a game more tactical. And like, with the simplicity of this game, I think comes that concept where you actually have to think about your turns, or you are going to accrue damage over time. We are victorious. A little bit more XP for the pile. We've got some more Glod. Sounds good. But this game is called Obsidian Prince. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm happy to say that the game is in much better shape than the last time that I played it. And so just the world of improvement that's taken place between the demo I played about 6 months ago and the actual release client now is encouraging. I'm glad they made all that ground and kind of, you know, reinstilled my faith that this game could be pretty cool. And so anyways, Obsidian Prince. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so you don't have to. I will see you all next time. Take care, everybody, and I'll have something hot and fresh off the indie skillet for you tomorrow.